Hi, Joselyn. Welcome to our BL Spotlight. How you feel today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. It's a really pleasure to have you here. Well,
Thank
before to start, I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you, your background, and of course, the uniqueness of your business. Okay, well, to get started this, I was reading the form that you sent us before this meeting, and I noticed that you are a New Yorker, but actually have Dominican roots, right?
Yes. Yeah, I love
Awesome.
New York. I love my city.
Yes, perfect. Well, something that came to my attention is you have these two cultures. Have you combined these two cultures since you're a baby, or how was it you managed that situation?
Combine them, yes. I have combined my two cultures because first of all, Spanish was my first language, and it was important for my family that I learned Spanish. They said, she can learn Spanish at home because my grandma lived with us, and then she can learn English because she's going to be here anyway. So she could do that. So that's one of the ways that I've started to combine my cultures. It's very important to me. I listen to Spanish music a lot. I speak in Spanish a lot. And I do love my culture. I go a lot to the Dominican Republic and I bring that flair to my brand as well, like the beaches, the palm trees. And one of my favorite things about the culture is the hospitality. When we go there, the service, the attention. And I try to do the best I can also when it comes to customer service.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Well, I also read that you are a certified neuro coach specialized in entrepreneurship, right?
Yes.
So I'm wondering, you understand your brain and in order to actually manage all the stress and
It's so amazing, isn't it? What we learn about the brain and how the brain really just controls so many things that we don't know. For example, when we feel pain, it's a message that goes to the brain first before we feel the pain. Very, very, very quick, right? So, in that same way, those studies have helped us learn more in modern times. This is recent to see how our brain affects us and the things that we do, how we feel, and how we react. The easiest way to explain is the basic human nature is to protect itself. We're wired mentally to protect ourselves. So if you see something moving really fast, we might get out of the way. Some people might freeze, but everything that moves, we're very mindful of. That's why videos are so important right now because the
Mhm.
brain cannot stop but like wonder if something went across our screen right now, we'd look at it without
Sure.
thinking, right? Why? It's because of protection, right?
Mm,
The first instinct is protection. So, with that, we've learned that because we have this very strong desire to protect ourselves, it could also impede us from creating a business and going forward with our dreams because we have that, oh, wait, I don't know that. The brain doesn't like the unknown.
that's
Why?
true.
Because it doesn't know what's going to happen, right? And so we're creatures of habits because we know what's going to happen next if we do the same thing over and over. And to do something differently, like entrepreneurship, takes a lot of brain power, a lot of brain power. And so learning that it's okay that we feel like tired or that we're constantly scared or worried or doubtful helps us because we understand it's just something with the brain and we learn how to manage it and practice, right? It's like a video game, I say, and so is life. Once you learn to go after one little moment or one of the challenges in a video game, then you're ready to move on to the next step. And so we
That's
can
true.
learn a lot from neuroscience in that way.
Wow, that is amazing. And I imagine when you was starting this new whole career, was very like interesting and all the things that now make sense to you now that you have the explanation or the science explanation for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I was reading also about the company, about the Modern Woman Mastering Academy, and all the things that you have done. I also made a research on your website, and your Instagram looks amazing, actually. I know that this academy or this business was launched in 2020, right? How was the beginning for it?
So just before 2019, I incorporated officially, and I said 2020, I'm going to go full blown into the company. The reality is, I had been beta testing with, I really recommend that to people. I had been testing my products and services so that before I launched it, I knew it was something that people wanted to buy. The worst thing is to create a product or service that nobody wants to buy. You just spend time, effort, probably money,
Yes.
right? And then nobody likes it or it's obsolete. So I started kind of maybe in 2016, 2015. I took a very big course about online business. And then I just started working. It takes a while. I'm kind of like very much into taking my time so it could be organic. And 2016, I started beta testing, but I still had a very a busy job where I worked like 12 to 14 hour sets, 12 to 14 hours on movie sets.
Oh,
So having worked all those hours, like 12 to 14,
oh my God.
in different places all around the city, I said, well, I don't have a lot of time to work on my business. And when the weekend came around, you only had one day to really rest and then you're just exhausted. So I said, okay, I think I've prepared myself enough so that when 2020 comes, I'm going to go all in my business. So I did, but then the pandemic hit and
Yes.
oh boy. So I had to really change a lot of things. And I know that a lot of people said, oh my God, it was the best thing ever in business. Well, maybe some aspects of it, but not when I was used to growing something online and I had created a mini marketing plan for myself that for the first time was working and now was completely disrupted again. So it was like navigating these waters, but like I said in my planner, which was launched in 2020, the Modern Woman Planner, the leading quote says, decide before you start that you will never quit, that you'll never ever give up. It's a decision you have to make before starting. So that when
Yes.
challenges come, you remember, you're not going to quit. It's a challenge, but you're not going to quit. So yeah, I definitely had those challenges. I had, raised money in an Indiegogo campaign for my planner, which I felt was amazing. And I had to really work on my mindset to allow myself to do that because I said, oh my God, I'm asking for things. But in reality, people were getting the planner. It was just an amazing thing to do. But yeah, it was quite interesting to do it in 2020. But it almost felt like every day was changing and staying afloat. Yeah.
Yes, and all the challenges that probably you has faced during that first year with a pandemic, all the situations, and a lot of clients that probably at that moment weren't like in the idea of starting a new business or getting these consultations or help from you in this case.
Yes, because many people said it's a great time. Everyone's online. Yeah. But when it comes to my business, and also the reality is that it was an extremely hard time in New York City at the very
Mhm.
least. And many people were
Yes.
not in the mindset to be studying about things or doing the things that I do offer that were necessary. But I know that the brain was so much on high alert and survival that it was not there to focus. Also, I'm not one of those marketers, or I'm not in business to market in a way that is just going to basically rip people off and make up lies and stuff like that and really stress them out. I'm in the business of people actually making real change and no stress if possible. So for me to really go in a certain type of marketing
Mhm.
was that it just wasn't going to work. But I believe in taking a step back sometimes, watching, observing, and then feeling the wave and readjusting and going in. But the reality is, and I was sharing that stat today,
Mhm.
is that a lot of businesses fail. That's the reality. And contrary to what people share online, and oh my God, they're making millions with, in TikTok and all that, that's all good, but it's a very, very, very small amount of people. And even if there is, which is amazing and great, you just don't do it overnight. Okay. You just don't do it by, making one TikTok video.
It's true.
It's
It's
not
true.
like that.
You need to work hard to get
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much, Jocelyn, for letting me know all about this and about your amazing company. And something that I was wondering, because due to the nature of your business, is what makes your company out like stand up from the competition? What make you the difference?
Yeah, it's the, as the French say, the je ne sais quoi. Yes, I combine creating a business with personal development and really making it about the client mostly and what their lifestyle is, so that their lifestyle is combined to creating a business and teaching them about whatever they need when it comes to learning about their brains and how to create a business. Because a lot of people think that they're not successful in their business or their ideas because they need money or they need time, and that is not true. You don't get more time ever. You're never going to get any more time.
Mhm.
But help them be aware of that and teach them how to use their time if they need to, and then how to create offers so that they can make the money and work on their mindset. So my business consulting is very much tied in with working on their mindset. Also,
Mhm.
I believe that no matter what dysfunctional systems of society they may have endured or believe, they have a right and the power to create a life they love living. So a lot of people have come from very difficult backgrounds, and I can relate. I can say, it's okay. It doesn't matter that you don't come from this perfect background and everything is great. You can design your life right now.
I agree with that. So, based on what you're saying, how do you help clients to develop this entrepreneurial mindset?
Yeah, it depends on what they need. So first, there is the Modern Woman Mastermind Academy, and that would be the first step if need be. So if I hear someone tell me, I want to start a business, but I just don't have any time, and then they keep saying that like another year, then the problem is not time. They just need to figure that out first. And when they figure that out, it's like a whole different world. They're like, what was I thinking? Usually they're putting other people first, other things they don't need, junk, whatever. So that's how I can discover that, is just having a conversation with them and seeing what their complaints are.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Um, Probably at the beginning when you're starting with a new client, probably you have noticed there are some common challenges that mostly the clients face at the beginning, or yes, when they want to run a new business, right? Could you share with that with the audience as well?
So again, it goes back to the time. For me, it was just mind opening when people kept saying time. And, that's probably something I used in the past. I was like, I don't have any time, whatever. And it's just learning the priorities and getting very, very serious about what you want in life and not seeing it like this vague thing, but sitting down and looking at a plan and saying, these are the months I have. There's 12 months in the year. And if I have this goal, when in the year will I do this goal?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's basically that.
Okay, perfect. Well, probably someone out there that is seeing this video would like to know a little bit more about your products or the services that you provide. I know that mainly you offer a 6-week program with the Modern Woman Mastering Academy. There is any other program that you're currently offering or additional services?
So yeah, usually the Modern Woman Mastermind is twice a year. In the spring, I'll launch it again so that it could be in a group. They don't have to be in a group. They can just do it on their own self-study. And it
Okay.
starts with decluttering, learning about time. I mean, decluttering is a big one too. I mean, I can go on and on about all the things that people need to do to clear things out. We accumulate so much in our minds and our space. But starting with decluttering is really just eye-opening as well. When you get rid of the old or whatever doesn't serve you anymore, you can bring in new, you know? So that's how we start that program. And we talk about the brain as well, time management, goal setting. It's very small, bite size information. So it's not like these long things that we don't need anymore, things you're never going to finish. And then I also do branding. So what I do love is that people have asked me, how have you created like your brand? How can I make it look like yours? Or what are some of the elements you need? And then I always told them, well, to start the business, you need, first of all, what is it that you want to do, which we could
Mhm.
discover if they are confused. So my one-on-one services can be discovering what they want to do. How can we bring out that thing that you want to offer? Because when people have too many ideas, it's like also they get stuck. They keep thinking and thinking, and they'll be there for years. So I help them do that and take action, which is very key. You have to take action. And if it doesn't work out, that's not the idea you wanted, without like investing a lot. I mean, action could be as simple as even looking into the thing you want to do. Does it make sense? Is there a market? And then you can say, well, actually, no, let me move on to the other one. I don't even want to do that. They don't even give themselves the opportunity. So I work with that, with clarity with the clients and developing their business idea as well as branding. So I do have two VAs for Virtual Latinos, and we do like amazing work with branding. And turns out that we also design websites because they wanted that. And how do we make it beautiful and, representing what a modern company looks like now? So I have a lot of that as well, where clients come in with they're wonderful business, but maybe, it's just kind of a little dated. And so, how do they kind of market in today's world?
Okay, sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Well, now that you mentioned about your virtual assistant, um, I would like to talk a little bit about the remote business. I know that you mentioned that you like the idea of your business is remote because allow you to work all around the world and also can help you to learn about new cultures and experience them. If in the future you would change the remote work to in-house work, for example, to work directly in an office, or you will continue in a remote environment?
Yeah, I don't know. One of my values is freedom, which I help people,
Yes.
because one of the things about maybe even going to college is that you think, oh my goodness, I want to be a lawyer. That was me, right? And then I didn't know some of the things about it I did not like for me to do. So I knew I didn't want to work in a certain environment. And so when I took a values test, I realized freedom is so important to me. And it's okay. Like it's okay. So when it comes to that, I said, well, I don't really want to work in an office environment every day from 9 to 5, going in and coming out, going on the commute, getting on the subway
Yeah,
every single day for no reason. And I also think it make no sense. I didn't think it make any sense. So after the pandemic, a lot of people learned that there is value in having remote workers. I don't
that's
feel like I'm missing out on anything. um it works for me, as long as people deliver and do the work. There's nothing else that is needed. In fact, you have more talent at your
exactly.
fingertips. Yeah.
And also you can take advantage of you're gaining more time because as you said, you need to take the subway, there is traffic, and of course in New York that is the day to day.
Yeah.
So that time that you're saving, you can use it to be focused more about the strategies or implement new things in your company. So I definitely agree about what you're saying. And also I know that you have two virtual assistants with us and they are very happy with you and they're like very familiar. They actually understand the business and what you're doing and very happy and motivated to continue working with you because that your vision that you have for the business in the future.
Mhm.
Perfect. Well, I don't know if you have any feedback or any comment about your um long story, let's say in that way, with Virtual Latinas.
No, I'm really happy that Virtual Latinos is is even an option. It was overwhelming when I first was working, and I guess they found me at the point where I no longer knew how I was going to do all of my tasks, which is the problem of a solopreneur. And I also help other people with that. There comes a moment where you just can't do it all by yourself. And I do understand there is a factor because then the assistant has to be paid, right? But if you're busy doing all the other tasks that sometimes don't lead to business, then you're not going to get any business to begin with. But if you do hire the people that do the work, then you'll bring business. So that money will come in to take care of the assistants. That's one of the first things that I think people worry about. Like, well, how does that work? First of all, people don't know how it works. So it's like, what? How does that work? And then two, like, oh my God, can my business take care of that? Like, I don't know. I'm not a boss. I'm used to being alone. All those things that a lot of solopreneurs go through. But yeah, I think that if you just start, and I think Virtual Latinos makes it easy. The process is not painful. Sometimes when we look at, I was looking at companies and let's say I had to hire by myself, not even companies, just like assistants by myself. It was difficult because I don't know who they are. I don't know what to ask for. And Virtual Latinos has a system and have quality trained assistants available. So I don't have to worry and do all this kind of work alone to top it off, because we actually don't have the time. Like, we know about time, but no, we don't have the time for that.
Yeah, so we make things more easier for you in order to just find the exact match that you need for your business, as I
Right.
said, to gain more time to focus in your business, right?
Right.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jocelyn. I truly appreciate all the comments that you said about Virtual Latinos and, of course, about your business. I'm very excited to see your company continues growing. And I know that it will be because you have all the vision and you're working very hard to do it. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to continue working with you and seeing how the company grows.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure. Well, see you soon. Thank you so much. And say bye to the audience.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.